I'm Stuart Zechman, and I got 3 questions for you. First question, what's not to love about the robo-settlement? You know, the just-announced deal that grants the 5 biggest banks in America immunity from prosecution and investigation in 49 states for the mass forgery they committed in their haste to foreclose on as many American families' homes as possible. The robo-signing deal. If you're a liberal Democrat, aren't you pretty darn happy about the whole thing? Oh, you're not? Well, I was just reading the Washington Post the other day, and the decidedly Democratic voting Ezra Klein had this to say about the robo-settlement. Quote, "It will help a bit on housing. It should lead to principal reductions, refinancing, and even checks for millions of homeowners. This could be the push many need to begin reinvesting in the sector." Unquote. Now, when Ezra says these things, in the midst of a still catastrophic 8% national unemployment rate, this whole thing started to sound like something else. Checks for millions of homeowners. Push many need to begin reinvesting. Sounds kind of like a tiny economic stimulus plan, doesn't it? Sounds like the administration basically wants any economic stimulus, and they're using the bank settlement to get it. Now, obviously, this would be a totally inadequate stimulus that also dubiously depends in large part on inspiring confidence and reducing uncertainty in the beautiful minds of our cash-hoarding corporate giants, but that pretty much sounds like every economic measure proposed by this administration, right? So, how about the news that at least 3 states, Maine, Wisconsin, and Missouri, are already planning on using large portions of their settlement dollars to patch those states' general funds for budget balancing? Hey, when the administration signed off on those automatic cuts from their debt ceiling deal, they had to plan on something to offset the admittedly disastrous effect on states, right? Can you see why the administration wanted this settlement so badly? Along with the payroll tax cut and unemployment benefits, it's their 2012 stimulus package. So, second question. If this settlement might be the difference between an economic number ticking up or ticking down before November, isn't immunity for banks that have stolen people's homes and wrecked the economy a small price to pay to make sure that Obama gets elected to a second term in office? Because inevitably, whether I'm right about immunity being traded for stimulus or not, this settlement will be described by the campaign to liberal Democrats as something that Obama simply had to do in order to have the best chance of re-election. Well, don't you want Obama to do whatever he has to do to get re-elected? Or, and here's the final question, are there some things that are more important than the re-election of a Democratic president? Some things without which our country can't be successful and our people can't have the nation that we deserve after these long years of failure and stupidity and avarice and corruption on the part of our government, banks, giant industries, institutions, elites. Are there some things that simply can't be sacrificed on the altar of Barack Obama's re-election campaign? Because if things keep going the way that they're going, we're going to have to choose one way or the other. Movement liberals are either going to be a movement primarily about accountability for everyone in America, or we're going to remain pawns on an 11-dimensional chessboard for the foreseeable future. If you find that there's not much to love about robo-settlement, then ask yourself, number 1, what does it say about what's wrong with our country at this moment in our history? Number 2, what won't you tolerate to see Obama in the White House for another 4 years? And 3, isn't long overdue accountability what America needs most right now to put us on the path to a just and sustainable future? Or just ask yourself one question. What are you willing to lose to win? I'm Stuart Zechman, and this has been the Z-Files.